Welcome back. You're watching Global Eye. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is set to visit Bangkok from the 3rd to the 4th of April for the BIMSTEC Summit. The Prime Minister will hold an official bilateral meeting with Thai Prime Minister. Both the nations are expected to strengthen bilateral and reaffirm India's commitment to regional cooperation. This will be the first in-person BIMSTEC leaders meeting since the 2018 summit in Kathmandu, Nepal. The 5th summit was held virtually in Colombo, Sri Lanka in March 2022. The visit also underscored India's commitment to the neighbourhood first and Act East policies. I caught up with Ambassador Indra Mani Pandey, Secretary General at BIMSTEC, and began by asking him about the agenda of the meeting next week.
We are looking forward to a very successful summit. Our leaders will be adopting a summit declaration. Also, for the first time, our leaders will be adopting a vision for BIMSTEC called BIMSTEC Bangkok Vision 2030. There will be signing of an agreement on maritime transport cooperation. Some MOUs with our external partners will also be signed. Then our leaders will approve the rules of procedure for our organization. And also they will consider the report which was submitted by the eminent persons group that worked during 2024 and submitted its report last year. So our leaders have a comprehensive agenda and we are looking forward to a successful summit.
All right. So when it comes to BIMSTEC, we also learned that a maritime transport cooperation agreement is going to be signed. Could you tell us more about this and the importance?
When we talk about connectivity, which has been on BIMSTEC's agenda since the very beginning, we have always underlined maritime connectivity because, as you would see, Bay of Bengal is a maritime domain, and that's why the importance of enhancing maritime connectivity among our member states. So this agreement is going to work towards enhancing more access for our member states to their ports. It will also work towards enhancing the infrastructure at our ports, work together with all the member states. It will look at easing the access to the ports. Some of the custom procedures which are there, immigration procedures will be eased. And very importantly, the agreement is also going to contribute towards development of infrastructure related to maritime transport in our member states. And may I also add here that India has already offered to set up a maritime transport center of excellence, for which it has already circulated to member states what we call a memorandum of association for their consideration. So together with the agreement and this Center of Excellence in Maritime Transport, we are hopeful that maritime connectivity will be taken to a new level in our Bay of Bengal region.
Right. Speaking about FTA negotiations, this has been going on for a while. Are we going to see any real progress next week?
FTA, of course, will be on the agenda of our leaders. They have always underlined in their summit meetings and also in other statements that the negotiations should be completed as soon as possible. Of course, the negotiations, given their nature, are very complex and they do take time because member states have different perspectives. What we are going to see is a new directive from our leaders underlining again that these negotiations should be taken forward and concluded as soon as possible. But at the summit, we are not going to see signing of any agreement related to FTA.
My final question would be, any new areas of cooperation that the BIMSTEC will focus on? Anything that's close to India's agenda, which will be on the table? Any new areas of cooperation that will be highlighted this time around?
We are going to soon launch a new mechanism of meeting of our home ministers. So there will be a holistic consideration of all the security-related issues in our region. We are going to soon launch the mechanism of meeting of our health ministers. So that will be an important step in building cooperation in health sector. We have also started working in dealing with digital cooperation in digital domain, particularly in digital public infrastructure. And there, India has already offer to assist the member states of BIMSTEC in dealing with their digital public infrastructure. And we are going to see more progress in that area.